Hey, fellow birdies. Welcome to the first edition of, I'm not sure what to call it per se, Mr. Songbird's Eating Show. I mean, I am eating, although we're going to be talking more about writing than food. Let me know in the comments how you'd like to refer to the show as. I'm curious to know, for ideas. Now, today, this is a little bit more homemade than normal. Now, obviously, the almond milk isn't homemade. I'm not doing it because it's like fancy. I'm doing it because I need to, I can't really drink regular milk all that well. Now, this, though, is something we made ourselves. Smoked sausage, white bean chili, although we kind of cheated on it. We went for pinto beans. Don't tell anyone. It's delicious. I have this on a regular basis. Like, whenever I get the chance, I ask her to make some, because yum. Now, I'm going to dig in, but I have some things, I have plenty of stuff I want to talk to you about other than food. One moment. I love it. Yeah. The smoked sausage, the green chili, a little bit of chili powder, and the cumin go really good together. Now, I got a few things I want to go over with you. First, one thing sure everyone's wanting to know, well, a lot of you anyway, progress on my second book. At this point, I finished the outline, and I've started rough drafting the second book. I want to say about roughly 2,000 words into the rough draft. Given the length of the first book, I imagine this will take several months to finish. But, how should I put it? It's coming along well, I'd say, considering how short it's gone. I'm definitely curious to see what you guys think of it. Yeah. I know that a lot of you have already read and liked the first one. And if you haven't and are interested, I'm going to be putting a link to all my books available on Amazon in the description below. One moment. Sorry. I really love this stuff. One moment. To put in perspective, the first book I originally started, I want to say it was roughly like May of 2010. However, it's gone through a lot of different editions and improvements before finally reaching the point in which I released it back in April. This one, because I've had the assistance of my writing coach and I've improved significantly, I don't expect to take anywhere near as long. I don't expect this to be another decade-long book. My expectation is closer to 8 to 10 months. Part of that's because of one thing I'm doing a bit differently than during my first book. One moment. You see, when I was writing my first book, I thought that, and basically what you had to do is you had to be inspired. You had to, had the passion for it, to write it, like, write when you're in the mood, don't write when you're not. It's only, the past few months I've learned that it doesn't work like that. Now, don't get me wrong, I enjoy my writing. There's a reason why I made it a very high priority in my life. But you don't let writer's block win, because writer's block occurs when you can't think of an idea and you just stay still. You wait until you find the right thing. And sometimes you never find the right thing. So what I started doing back in September, on the 8th of September precisely, I made a commitment to myself. That commitment was that no matter what the situation, no matter what's going on in my life, I will write an hour a day, bar none. No matter how tired I am, how sick I am, no matter what. And I've kept up that commitment ever since. And at this point, we're roughly about 9 months and what? Say the 13th? I think it is. So 9 months, and 5 days. 6 days if you count today. And what that did is, not only did it cause my output to increase practically by an order of magnitude, because it used to be that my goal would be to write a couple hundred words a day. Now I write more like 1,000 something. Like, I pretty much complete a full NaNoWriMo every month in terms of, just plain writing. For those of you who aren't familiar with that, NaNoWriMo refers to National Novel Writing Month. Basically, the goal is to write 50,000 words in a month, and they usually do it in November because, just another N, because NaNoWriMo. The reason why it's important to write on a daily basis like that is actually a couple-fold. First, you improve a lot just by writing. Like, don't get me wrong, it's important to study, it's important to learn new tricks for writing, but you improve a lot more by doing than by just thinking about it. Like, there was this one article I read that basically changed my life. It was from this website called jamesclear.com. And it's just like a self-help kind of thing. One moment. What he said was, basically, a professor of a photography class once did a little study. He had 2 groups of students. Group A, one moment. Group A, their job was, they were graded exclusively by how many photos they took. If they took 100 photos, no matter how awful those photos were, they would get an A. Group B was graded based on the quality of their photos. It didn't matter how many photos they took. As long as they made one really amazing photo, they would get an A. The interesting thing about this is, you'd expect that after that group B, the ones who they're graded on quality would have the best photos, but it was actually group A. Because while they were taking all those photos, they were learning, they were improving, they were practicing. While group B basically had a lot of theories about perfection, but didn't actually put in much time into it. So at the end of the semester, they pretty much had one mediocre photo each. Congratulations. I hope it was all they ever dreamed of. So that got me thinking. If I, rather than trying to, make my writing as perfect as possible, I focus on, writing as much as possible. What impact would that have? And what I found is that by simply requiring myself to write an hour a day, no matter what the quality, just as long as I wrote an hour, not only did my output go up, but my quality went up. Because I was practicing more. I was, some of the time I spent writing was actually spent, well, not just writing, I was also editing, obviously. I don't just write only for an hour. There are days I do, but there are also days I just edit for an hour. But what I found was that by spending that, full hour every day, my quality went up, my quantity went up, and I made more progress, from September till, April than I had in pretty much the 5 years before that. And I'm looking to increase that further. Now that I have more time, I'm trying to build that up to an hour and a half per day. Now I'm doing that slowly, so it's not such a big jump, but basically every day I boost that 1 hour per day by another minute. Right, today I'm up to an hour and 4 minutes. The concept with the lobster in the pot of boiling water. If the water slowly heats up, the lobster barely notices. I'm tricking my lobster brain. There's also been discussion as to whether to do words per day or minutes per day, to determine if you're doing a good job writing. I stick to minutes per day because, simply put, if I'm editing, I can edit 1,000 words in roughly like 5-10 minutes. If I'm just going over it, writing 1,000 words will take me even if I was writing flat out, maybe half an hour. Excuse me. And that's if I had no mistakes in it. So to keep it simple and easy to manage, I just measure. I just set myself for an hour per day, and like I said, moving that up. Now, the next thing I'm working on is, in addition to my writing, I'm also looking to turn the first book into an audiobook. It looks like it's very doable on Audible. And I got a couple options. I can, choose to do it myself. I can choose to hire them to do it for either a cut of royalty or a flat fee. Or I can hire someone else, I suppose, and have them do it. I'm kind of leaning towards doing it myself. But I'd be up for suggestions on that. If any of you guys, prefer to hear Audible's version of my book, please let me know. In addition to that book, there's one other thing I'm working on. And it's still in the planning stages. Just so I don't want to burn out by writing the same thing every single day. I like to have multiple projects to work on. Sometimes it'd be my fan fiction. This one is looking to be a romance novel. I'm still outlining it. Not a novel. This is more of a novella, so more like 20 to 30,000 words. Much shorter, about a third the length of my book. Of course, I should call it by its title now, because soon enough there's going to be more than one book, and then it's going to be which book is he referring to? It's Path of the Magi. The first book in Mage Trials, first book in the Path of the Magi series. I'm looking towards more of a contemporary romance for this one. I love writing fantasy, but sometimes you just need a change of pace. And I think this would be fun. I'm thinking about marrying it with a little bit of a crime novel approach. I'll keep you guys posted on how it's coming along. This has been delicious. And I hope you guys have enjoyed this. If you have, let me know. If you haven't, also let me know. If I plan to continue doing these. Like I said, these won't be quite in the style of my wife's channel. where we're talking more about like general stuff, this will be more focused, on the writing I do and some tips for a writer. Like I know that there's at least one writer on my Discord server who's in the process of outlining and starting his first book. But I believe that's all for today, folks. I'm going to finish this, and then I'll let you go. Thank you, and have a great day, all of you. Bye, fellow birdies.